Hey folks, welcome to another video of Matro's Travel. I'm Matro and today I'm in Mandalay. So, Mandalay was like the former capital with the palace of the royal family. There is a lot of historical stuff to see here, so let's go and discover. But first of all, before we go on the places here, I will give you a little tip. Here they have this tourist card, which is called the Mandalay Archeaological. Which is called the Mandalay Archeaological Zone-Free card. So this card, the best way to get it is at the palace, I would say. You need to show your passport for this. It costs 15,000, and with this you can see all the main sites of Mandalay. So you can see, like on the back, they put some stamps here for everything I've seen already. So a lot of the things in the video I show you, they are included with this card. If they are not included, I will say in the video what the price is. But even for the not included things, the price is very cheap, so don't worry about it. But I would definitely suggest you get the card at the palace, because you're gonna save a lot of money with it. And with this being said, let's go. One of the must-see things here in Mandalay is of course the royal palace. So right now I'm at the inner part of the outer wall of the royal palace. So here's like the moat, which is like the water basin that goes all around. And the wall, which is over 2 kilometers long. 2 kilometers, I think it's 1.5 miles more or less, something like that. So just imagine how big the wall already is. You can imagine how massive the palace complex is. And like this palace, the wall, it has like those little towers on top here as well. And the towers, they have like those beautiful pagoda style ornamented rooftops there, which is so beautiful. Like I can't stop looking at them. It's really nice. And the palace has quite a history. So it was built during the 19th century, and it housed the last royal family of Myanmar. Unfortunately, it was destroyed during World War II. But as you can see, it's here again. So what happened? So in the 1990s, the government of Myanmar decided to rebuild the palace. And not only that, they used the traditional ways of building it again. And that's why we have the palace here. And I'm inside the walls. So quite some interesting facts. So you get a ticket down there. A ticket process I already explained to you. And then you have to register for the palace. There's like a little station with like a military guy there and everything. And they take your passport. So you have to leave your passport with them. They then give you like this card. Here, it's like how it looks. So it says only for foreigners. And then there's like a number minus the 92. And basically they put a little stick on my passport with the number 92, so they know it's my passport. So yeah, unfortunately you have to leave your passport there, but I hope it's safe enough with them. I think so. So, and being inside this palace complex now, it's really interesting because, well, it's around 1 kilometer or like, around 1 kilometer or a little bit less than a mile long. And there are a lot of houses here, so there are families living here. Like I saw a playground, I saw like houses with like people living in them. So it's like its own little town. I'm not sure if it's like for families of people who work here or if it's like part of the town, or I'm not really sure about that. It's just very surprised because I didn't expect anyone living in here or like having a small town in here. That's also an interesting fact. You can also rent a bike here if you want to go with the bicycle. That's also possible. I choose to walk. So right now I'm walking to the main area of the palace and I see you there. And here we are at the Golden Palace of Mandalay. It looks really so beautiful. So I just arrived here and it's like kind of like the form of a pagoda. and let's go in and check it out. So right here, the entrance hall, you already have like the place where they had the ceremonies and people were allowed to see the king and the queen, mostly people of higher status, of course. And just imagine, like, you're here, everything is like really golden. You're just walking down here the path and seeing the king and the queen. This must have been incredible. Like, you really get the feeling here, like you are in this hall, there, like everything golden, and there's a king and a queen, and just imagine the royal guards around you, and you're just slowly walking up to them and pay your respect to them. Wow, this must have been such an incredible feeling, actually. After the massive entrance hall, you can walk around here, the palace area. There isn't much explanation or anything here. Some explanation is only in Burmese, so you're kind of screwed in a way. Like many places you can't even go into, or many houses. It's closed for people to visit, so that's a little bit of a pity. Also, you have to go barefoot here, and it's like a wooden area you can walk on. It's also not well maintained, so sometimes I'm walking here with my feet and it feels like I'm gonna break through it. So very reassuring. But there's much more to see, so I hope I'm gonna see a little bit more. So let's continue to explore. And I made it up. So this whole structure feels very safe. I mean, I'm walking here, there are like already a lot of holes in the wood and it makes weird noises and everything. So what? No, I'm kidding. No, I hope I'm not gonna fall through. Should be safe enough. I just gonna believe that just in case it's completely safe, not gonna fall through. But oh wow, the view, holy moly, it's incredible. Like it's massive. It's really massive. Like you're like really just here, you see already the entrance hall with this big pagoda structure like tower, and then you have like this massive town of royal houses here. This is actually what I think the Forbidden City in Beijing looks like. But then you have something like this here, like wow! There's so many houses here, it's like really its own city. I cannot believe that, how massive this complex is. And then you have this big garden around there, so you have the forest and everything. So yeah, walk up the tower here, watch your step, pray that you're not gonna fall through any of the wooden planks here. And then you have like one of the best views in the whole city. The little houses you saw in the back, so these are mostly like living spaces for like the people who lived in the palace, the most important ones of course, and also like the queen, the children and so on, concubines if they had any. So basically these were like the houses they were living in. You can't visit most of them, and if you go in, watch out for snakes, especially cobras. They kind of like these places, so be very attentive of that, because it's kind of abandoned. There are no people here, so snakes love it. Interesting side fact, those panels do you see here, they also like open up, like here you can put a stick there to open it up, so air can actually flow through, while it also blocks the sun and it keeps the house cool. Which is like a very important aspect of the houses here. And like really walking down here, it really feels like a village. So it's very beautiful small houses. Like being here, part of the palace crew living in those houses, it must have been really a nice feeling. Or like, as I said, walking around here, it's the tranquility. I love it. So in some of them you can actually also go in. As I said, watch out for snakes. I don't see any, it should be fine. Otherwise, I'm gonna be bitten in a second. Okay, not being bitten, good. It's very simply made, so it's really just this big hall here you see with the roof. The panels that are used as a wall, you can just open them up. It's very easy, so you can get air through here. A lot of birds are nesting here, so you have like all the bird shit all around the floor because nobody cleans it or anything. But it's very simply made, so I guess there was just a bed and maybe like some sort of small kitchen area or something here. Not even sure how many people were in those houses, but I guess it's for sure it was more than one. They're quite spacious. And then you have like the terrace here, and that's basically it. So it was really a very small, simple house actually. Also important, when you're in the back of the palace, there is one building you also have to check out. It's the Chief Queen's Audience Hall. This hall is being used as the culture center here. So inside here you basically have like all the cultural objects, like from couches to like vases, plates, coins, you know, all those things they usually used in the past here. You also have like the dresses of the royal family and this kind of stuff there as well. So it's also interesting to check out this museum here right in the back. So in the middle of the palace complex there's the glass palace. I'm pretty sure it has the name because basically of all those little mirrors that are like basically everywhere here. So and in the glass palace you also have like the entrance hall with like the king and the queen that are like at the back of it again. So when you go in you see them already, and it's actually quite a nice thing that they actually put statues of them here to kind of like show how it was there, how it looked like with them sitting there. In the back of it you have like a really beautiful room with all those little glass mirrors on the pillars, and there's also a little couch and everything. So it's a really nice palace, very well made, and it's definitely something you should check out here. It's basically right in the middle of the complex. And this little room here in the back was actually the king's bedroom. So you have like the little couch. I'm pretty sure there was much more here than just the couch. And like as I said, like here all those intricate mirrors everywhere, which is really beautiful. So in this room only the king and the 4 main queens were allowed to enter to do certain things. So just a little side note, so that's basically the room where the king slept. So next up on the list is the Shwenandaw Monastery. I hope I said it right. It's also called the Golden Palace Monastery, simply because this monastery was part of the complex of the palace, but they moved it further up northeast and built a monastery with it instead. And the very interesting fact is, so it was built with the palace in the same time, but they was moved here, and it survived the bombing of World War II. So this is like one of the original structures that's still standing from the palace complex, which give also like a little bit of an idea how it looked like in the past. And as far as I know, they used the monastery also a lot as a reference to rebuild the palace, which is also an interesting fact. And this entire monastery is built out of teak wood. So it's the original teak wood from like over, oh god, it was 19th century, so way over a century ago. And it's just so beautiful, all this intricate ornaments and so on. Like this place is really something marvelous to see. Like I haven't seen something so beautiful, so detailed in a long time. So also here in the inside you have like this big room which is completely made out of gold. I'm pretty sure it's plated gold. And in the middle you have like the golden Buddha statue. It's so beautiful, so magnificent. Just imagine how old it is. It's still like, it has this feeling of like mystery in there. So you go in it and you have this mystical feeling. Wow. Like walking on top of it, you kind of get the feeling of like how beautiful the details are. Like all those figures, those mythical figures and everything, the details they put in them, incredible. It's so magnificently beautiful. You can also see like they did replace a lot. Like you see like an old figure, while here this one is clearly replaced. So yeah, they do replace stuff here as well, because I mean after over 100 years you have to replace things. But those details they put into it, it's incredibly beautiful. Like really, I'm in love with this monastery here, with this temple part of the monastery. It's the details, I'm speechless really. So this is like one place here. It's like a must-see of Mandalay. Like you don't come by a temple like this often, like seriously. There's one pagoda here that really stands out. It's the Mahamuni Pagoda with the Mahamuni Buddha. So this pagoda is one of the oldest pagodas here in Myanmar. It's built around the 4th century AD. So just imagine, I think it's over 1,500 years old. Yeah, far over 1,500 years old. I think 1,700 years more or less. So imagine how old this thing here is. So it houses the famous statue of the Mahamuni Buddha, which is cast in bronze and plated with like gold leaves. So this statue is like 3.8 meters tall, which is around 12 feet for the Americans here, and weighs over 6 tons. So this statue is very important for Buddhists, which makes the site here also a very important pilgrimage site for Buddhists, and definitely one of the must-see places here in Mandalay. And in the past you had to pay a fee, but I got in here for free, like nobody asked me, so I guess it's okay. Just for you to know, maybe they kinda forgot about me, so you might be asked to pay an entry fee, but I didn't pay, so nobody asked me. So it should be fine. Also, like, even though the Buddha statue is really beautiful and interesting here, the whole place is covered in gold leaves and so magnificent. Like, I can't look away. Like, everything here is full with ornaments, with really, really beautiful details. The whole place covered in gold leaves. And it's something to behold. Like, you always think you have seen it all, then you come to a place like this and it's even more beautiful than the other places. There's like one UNESCO heritage site here that really stands out. So it's the Kuthodaw Pagoda. The reason why it stands out is because it houses the world's largest book. Right now I'm looking for the book. Once I found it, I will show it to you. Another interesting fact about it as well is that the king Minudos, I think his name, the name is here again because I always forget it for some reason. He built it as well together with the palace complex and everything in the 19th century. So you can say he just built the whole city by himself in a way. So it's as old as the palace as well. And it has like also all those small little pagodas here everywhere. And the large pagoda in the middle, in the center of it, which is also made out of slated gold plates, which is really interesting. But as I said, the most interesting fact about this, actually the largest book. So let's look for it. And I found them, yay! So basically those little stupas or pagodas you see here, the white ones, they're like everywhere, like here, 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 like really everywhere. Each one of them is housing one of the pages. So just to give you an example, there's like one here, and in here you see like the slate of the book. So this is one page. So in each of them has like one page each. I'm not sure how many pages there are, but it looks like there are at least 100 of them here. So at least 100 pages. And each one of them is like really, I would say, oh god, they're quite tall. I would say like 1 meter tall, maybe 30, no, more than 1 meter. 1.5 meters tall, maybe 1 meter in length. Yeah, more or less. So they're quite tall, those pages, and that's why it's also called the world's largest book, and it has been recognized by UNESCO as well as an interesting side fact. There is one more place I want to show you, like last but not least. You can see it from many places here in Mandalay. It's on the Mandalay hill. You can see it right here between the pagodas on the hilltop. There's like a golden stupa as well, and that's the Hilltop Pagoda. So that's like a place I want to go to and I want to show you as a last place before I end this video. So for the hilltop temples here, you have to be prepared, because apparently it takes like 45 minutes to go all the way up, and there are different temples on there, and I'm still on the bottom, so let's walk up. God, there's so many steps here, it's insane. Going up and up and up. There are some small stops with like small temples, but they're just Buddha statues, the golden Buddha statues in them. For sure they have some significance, but I didn't do my research, so I don't know much about them, but it's really just small statues. And otherwise it's just going up. I think I'm at the first big stop, and it's like a big golden Buddha statue. So that Buddha statue is like one of the many places you can see here. It's quite huge, also made out of plated gold. So it's an interesting big statue to see. It goes further up, so I hope I'm gonna survive that. This is definitely leg day. And yeah, I see you in the next station. And I made it to the very top. Whew. So right behind me there's another Buddha, and the Buddha is pointing towards Mandalay. Beside him is another person kneeling beside him and praying towards him. So this is like an interesting thing to see. It's on top of the hill, but we don't have a good view from here just yet. And I think this is not the pagoda or temple I wanted to go to. I think it's a little bit further down. So as I said, it's going a little bit around in maze form, so because there's another way down and there's one down, so I think if I take the other one down I should get there. So let's see. Get everything I just said, I just found another way. It goes further up, so it wasn't the top. Let's go to the top. So, and I'm taking the last few steps. I can't believe it. It's like 1, 2, 3 and over. I'm on the top. I'm on the top. So here on top you have like this one stupa. It's really intricate, really made. So you have like all the writings on the wall. I'm pretty sure it's of different texts of Buddhism. And you have Buddha statue there as well. And the central stupa, which is really beautiful. And I can't believe I made it. So. But I didn't make it. Ugh. It's like you arrive somewhere. Yeah, it's the top, there's no stairs. Then at the end, oh no, there are more stairs. Okay, let's go to the next one. And I made it to the top. This time I'm very sure, because I can see a really beautiful view here. I didn't see any more stairs, and they ask for an entrance fee of 3,000, which I think it's kinda not nice, because you're going all the way. All of a sudden, oh, you have to pay for the top. Why not asking downstairs there to pay up front instead of letting you go up and then asking to pay? Weird, but it's 3,000, so it's less than $1, so it's okay. And let's explore. So it's a little bit windy up here, so I'm sorry if there's any wind noise. I try to reduce it, but I can't promise it. But yeah, here you have a beautiful view all over Mandalay. You can also see how much forest there is here. Like there's a big part that hasn't been used at all yet. Also there's like the pagoda, which it's like with the World Heritage Site, with the biggest book in the world. So from there I looked up, now I'm looking down there. It's an interesting fact here. It's kind of cool to see how far I actually went and walked, and yeah, I feel dead because of that. But it's really cool. So the pagoda itself personally is not that special. I've seen so many pagodas today and yesterday already. It looks like any other. I mean, the details are quite nice. You have like those mirrors here everywhere, so you can see yourself in the mirror, which is kind of cool. But otherwise, I feel like there are much more beautiful pagodas or temples here. But you don't come here for the pagoda itself, you come here for the view. So the view is really incredible. You can see all of Mandalay. Like you can even see the whole palace complex, which unfortunately you can't see in details because you can see the pollution up here as well. But pollution in Mandalay is really bad, like really bad. When you look from up here, how gray everything is, and you don't really see the horizon. So I'm quite shocked by that. But still you can make out enough to see where the palace complex is. You can see the river thing and everything. That's really cool. You can even see where the hotel is I'm staying. So it's really, really amazing view. So it's definitely worth going up here and destroying your legs. So wait, Sai, here is the palace complex. It's massive. And here in the middle, here you should be able to see it, but it's so polluted it's hard to make it out. So, and that's it for the video. I'm gonna walk down again. I hope I'm gonna survive. If so, we're gonna see each other in the next video. Also, if you liked the video, hit the like button down below. Remember to subscribe and see you next video. Bye!